Numerology Secrets, Life Path Number 5, The Complete Guide. Before we get started, if you'd like to know your life path, soul urge and destiny numbers, click the link in the description below. What is life path number 5? The life path number, also known as the destiny number, is the number that results from the numerological reduction of your date of birth. It offers insight about the core of your personality, and will also give you a greater understanding of the pathway to success in your life. If your life path number is 5, you are a great seeker after freedom. You are a pioneer, not as much in the sense of being driven towards something new, but more in the sense of never being quite satisfied with being at rest. You love change and risk, and are never comfortable with the idea of settling down. You fear being smothered, either by the expectations of others, or by a routine that is too rigid. Because of this fear, you often have difficulty committing, either to relationships, or to career goals. You don't like the idea of being tied to another person, and you like the idea of having to report how you spend your hours to a boss even less. It is very possible for a 5 to construct a lifestyle that avoids restrictive responsibilities while still meeting cultural standards for stability, but this is a tricky balancing act. Read on for some tips that might help you strike a comfortable balance. The desire for freedom that characterizes the destiny number 5 also encompasses a desire for freedom and righteousness for others. You are extremely passionate about humanitarian causes, and are the most likely number to volunteer for projects abroad, like Habitat for Humanity, Farmers Helping Farmers, or even the Peace Corps. Your humanitarian streak is a very good thing, because you are excellent at persuading and motivating others. You're good with both words and with rallying other people's emotions. Make sure that you use this power for good. Imagine a classic slimy politician or quick-talking salesman, and you're probably thinking about a 5 who's lost their sense of morality. 5 can be a self-indulgent number, but in a way that only the most austere 4 could reasonably describe as selfish. You're easily bored, and so, when you're done with the bare bones of your responsibilities, you're quick to rush off and do something fun, whether that's jetting off for a weekend trip, or just trying to cook an exciting new meal. Don't force yourself into a structure that is much too strict. It's true, there will always be times when you need to be stricter with yourself than is totally, 100% comfortable, but it's possible to design a life that minimizes situations like this, and that is absolutely what you should aim to do. 5 can also be an incredibly creative sign. Vincent van Gogh, Steven Spielberg, and Beyoncé are all 5s. If you are stuck in a situation where you don't have as much freedom as you want, you can at least use art as an escape. It's one field where you never need censor or restrain yourself. By using numerology to unlock the path meaning of life path 5, and coming to a fuller understanding of how it affects your outlook on life, you can use the positive points of the 5th path to your advantage, and find ways to avoid becoming entrapped by the negative parts. Life path number 5 in love and romance. 5's charisma and jet-setting style make you a very attractive potential partner, and you have no shortage of suitors. However, many 5s shy away from romance. You have a great fear of becoming attached to someone who you fear might drag you down. In spite of your energetic and extroverted personality, you actually keep people at arm's length most of the time, fearing that becoming any closer might impede the freedom that is so precious to you. The only people who you are willing to let into your life in the capacity of romantic partners are people who are at least as spontaneous and freedom-loving as you. This means that you're drawn mainly to other 5s, and to the even more intensely free-spirited 3. Their playful attitudes alleviate your fears of being tied down. If you can put aside your fears a bit, you can have extremely successful relationships with 1s and 7s. Both of these numbers have energy to match yours, but 1 is a pioneer in the sense of a highly ambitious and driven soul, unable to rest until they get what they want, while 7 is a philosopher with an earnest personality. 1 can help you focus your energy towards more specific goals, and help you push through uncomfortable moments for big returns. Conversely, 7s can help you develop a more philosophical and introspective approach to life, and encourage you to seek fulfillment inside yourself rather than from new things all the time. Unsurprisingly, the numbers with which 5 is least compatible are the ones that put the most value in stability, 4, 8, and 9. All of these numbers quickly become uncomfortable with your evanescent nature. At the same time, you can find them cripplingly boring, because they never seem to want to try anything new. If you are trying to enter a relationship with someone who values stability, know that there will be an enormous amount of compromise involved, especially in the early stages of the relationship. However, if you find the right person, and are willing to accept a few more restraints than you'd maybe prefer to have, the combination of practicality and innovation can make you into a real power couple. No matter who you choose to start a relationship with, don't be afraid to take it slowly at first. As long as your partner is on the same page as you, there's no reason to feel like you need to commit right away. A note: remember, as always, that numerological compatibility is not a substitute for the human factor that makes all of us unique. If it were as easy as compatible destiny numbers, you might as well be the exact same person as anyone born on the same day. Always take personal variations into account. Life path number 5 in careers and business. Because of your fear of being tied down, many life path 5s have difficulty committing to a career. Your issue is similar to that experienced by many 3s. You experience bursts of energy and passion, but then have difficulty maintaining that passion when the job proves not to be all that you wished or expected. However, while many 3s are constantly jumping headlong into new projects, you have the additional problem that you're hesitant to commit to new things, even if you're passionate about them. You have the self-awareness to know how fleeting your passion can be, and you're bound by the fear that you'll start something and be excited about it, only for that excitement to fade within weeks or months. To make things even worse, the longer you go without committing to something, the more bored, listless, and purposeless you'll feel. You may feel a nagging fear that your life lacks direction, and that you can't be happy like that, and seeking after perfect happiness is something that 5s do automatically and without question. This is, of course, not a sustainable way for anyone to go through life, always itching for something new but afraid to take the plunge for fear of getting tied to something you hate. There is no one solution to this problem, everyone will have their own path. But there are some things that 5s can do in their careers to avoid this painful catch-22. 5s are very versatile, and can develop skills in many different fields if they decide to do so, and so deciding is the difficult part. First, try to find work that has flexibility built into it. Contract or freelance work is perfect for number 5s, since it gives you the opportunity to stop quickly, rather than going through the hassle of quitting and then job hunting for something entirely new. The other advantage of contract or freelance work is that it offers lots of opportunities for spending time on other projects in between contracts. You are absolutely the type of person who would work a 3-month contract and then spend 3 months on a wild jet-setting vacation. Entrepreneurship is also a very attractive option, since you love being your own boss. Your natural skills in salesmanship make any job in that field very easy for you, so a business that involves sales, say, an Etsy shop, will be a breeze for you. If you are seeking a little more stability without sacrificing all your freedom, then search for work that you don't have to take home with you. By finding jobs that stay safely in the office, instead of spilling over into your free time, you can at least have the 16 hours that you aren't at work to pursue other interests. Whatever work you do, it should bring something new every day. Despite the strong restrictions that such a job entails, many 5s are drawn to medicine, since it appeals to their problem and puzzle-solving skills. Your spontaneity and desire for freedom are not qualities that are always rewarded by the modern job market. In the modern world, commitment to a single task is one of the most hallowed characteristics a person can possess, and unfortunately, this just doesn't come naturally to you. However, there are jobs out there that won't drive you insane with unnecessary restraints. Work exists that you can find fulfilling while not feeling pinned down by it. You will immediately make yourself known as a perfect fit for such jobs. It's just a matter of seeking them out and then committing to them when you find them. If you can do this, you can have your cake and eat it too, have the safety net of a job, without sacrificing your freedom. Finding fulfillment on life path number 5 in numerology. 5 is the number of freedom and adventure. You must be free to explore the world in all its glory. It's a big and beautiful place, full of excitement that you're all too ready to tap into. Anyone who tries to tie you down will be severely disappointed. You refuse to be restrained, or to kowtow to others' whims. You don't need me to tell you not to listen to people who try to give you orders about how to behave. You already know perfectly well that that isn't something you're going to do. Beware of going too far overboard, though. Fear of commitment can be just as restrictive as commitment. Find a balance where you can take on some responsibilities, trusting that they won't crush you with their weight or keep you restrained forever. 5s are also one of the life path numbers that are susceptible to substance abuse problems. You get into them out of curiosity and wanting to experience new things, but the costs aren't worth it. Addiction is more restrictive than not trying something new. Seek adventure and always try new things. Make some friends who get excited about your adventures too. A small group trying all things new and exciting can be even more fun than doing them on your own, and also promote building strong social connections that can help you through dull or fearful days. By helping you be conscious of the tendencies of 5, numerology can open doors to opportunities that you would probably be initially inclined to shy away from. Once you become conscious that you are running from commitment, the contrarian in you will want to try to commit to something and prove to yourself and others that you can enjoy it. Finding meaning as a 5 means truly conquering the fear that you already keep thoroughly hidden. People would be surprised to know how fearful you can be at times, because you seem so adventurous. You are adventurous. But that doesn't mean you don't experience self-doubt, as well as fear of a miserable future. It is possible to be, if not 100% fearless, then at least much less restrained by fear than you currently are. It is something that you can consciously work on to improve. You are your own worst critic, and would do well to remember Marianne Williamson's famous quote, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure." This rings true for 5, where fear of success is your greatest nemesis. By being willing to take on potentially responsibility-inducing opportunities, you can promote a sense of variety and change in your life, which can help buoy you through some of the drier, more repetitive, less autonomous stretches that every life has from time to time. Final thoughts: 5 is one of those numbers that struggles to find a stride that matches that of the world around it. According to the numerology definition of 5, you are a freedom seeker, which means practically by definition that you can't be 100% comfortable in anyone else's world. However, although you may never be quite what the outside world wishes you were, at the same time, the number 5 meaning can guide you to a life that is genuinely fulfilling and meaningful for you, and you are the one who really should be fulfilled by it. Embrace the restlessness that you experience in the face of the mundane, not as a sign that you will never be happy, or as an indication that you're right to be afraid of routine, but instead as a signal that you need to find other sources of joy and wonder in your life. Not all sources of joy need to be earth-shaking ones that prevent you from settling into a career or marriage. It is possible to find joy that is just as meaningful in smaller adventures, even things as simple as reading a book in a genre you never touch, or throwing out half your stuff because you want to try out a minimalist lifestyle. Being conscious of your tendency to seek novelty and buck restraints can help you to develop strategies to build your life in such a way that it is novel and unrestrained, while still providing you with the stability you need to exist healthily in a world that is really not built for people like you. Can you feel the power of your life path number 5? Do you seek variety in life, and push back against anyone who tells you that you should live a more routine existence? Do you deal with a secret well of fear that you will never be as free as you want to be? How will you harness your destiny number's natural energy to fulfill your goals and reach your dreams? Please like this video if you found it useful or enjoyable. Share it to share the advice contained here with other people who share your life path number.